good friend, Corey. We actually met again. I've been bringing a lot of people from Clubhouse, but something that I was amazed, it was his knowledge, his tenacity. You know, he's an entrepreneur, but he also has taught me so much about crypto security, which is what today we're going to talk about. We're going to talk a little bit about, crypto security, blockchain, the metaverse, NFTs. So I'm so excited. Thank you, Corey, for being here. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you? Glad to be here. Thanks for having me, Alejandra. It's good to see you. Great, outgoing, energetic personality once again. So
awesome. Thank you. So, Corey, I know when we first met, I always was like, oh my God, this guy knows so much. I learned so much from you. But something that I was really curious when I first met you was the whole aspect of cybersecurity, crypto security. Not gonna lie, when I first met you, I was a little scared. I'm like, this guy worked all these things, he can hack my stuff, I was like, oh my God. So how do you decided to go into cybersecurity in the first place? What got you to be in cybersecurity? How do you move from cybersecurity into crypto and blockchain security? Because I noticed you made that shift.
Well, for me, I'm sorry I scared you. Some people, I say the same thing. I've scared people in Clubhouse because this stuff happens all the time as far as hacks and stuff. And, I just try to tell people like what goes on and what's really out there, so people.
And that's the right thing to do,
Decisions, Yeah, so I was, I worked as, for an investigation company for several years, before I got into crypto, doing fraud investigations. There were some financial investigations, corporate investigations, and then a lot of security stuff that was involved with that too, right? And then obviously my background before that was military. I was a software guy and stuff. So and I got, I went to Puerto Rico. I was doing some consulting for blockchain companies because I was like, well, this place looks cool, interesting people, investing, startups and stuff like that. And, being in that space and knowing about how people got hacked and stuff in the traditional world and fraud, financial stuff is just like, oh, this is happening all over in crypto. It's just all fraud and all kind of people getting taken advantage of here, right? So I was started doing consulting in crypto. I was actually learning cybersecurity at the same time, right? Really the technical aspects of it. So, through training, online training, classes and stuff like that. And then it was like a natural fit for me to help people in security, So there's levels of security, the things that probably in the crypto specific that people want to watch out for. I'm just gonna it's probably main 3 or 4 things I could probably say here is, if people are reaching out to you for money, it's probably a scam. Okay, so be wary of those. Also protecting your crypto as on a hardware devices like ledgers and treasures. Make sure you store those properly. Make sure that you order the device from actually the manufacturer. Make sure when you do get device, send a little bit to the device, but let it wait a couple weeks to make sure the hardware is not tampered with. Make sure that you're just using social engineering is out there. So people try to get information from you via chat groups, Telegram messages, Discord groups, Clubhouse messaging now, Twitter messaging, or they'll try to have conversations with you to figure out where you live at, how much money you have, what coins are you holding. Just be more private on that side. You don't want people knowing everything about you. It's really easy to look up, your email, like your phone number, your contact in this day and age to find out where you live at. So just be careful of your own personal security on that aspect. And so there's a lot of people, certain groups of people that are really good at figuring out who's who and who's what in this space, right? So that's another aspect of it. Then, another thing on security, from a security standpoint, would be just making sure that you have, measures in place, for your coins on the exchanges and stuff like that. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Kraken is the one of the more secure exchanges. Use 2-factor authentication. You use Proton mails, Title Mail now is out there. There's various levels of security that you can do. So you want to look at everything from hardware security, which is like your mobile devices, your computers, right? You want to look at your software, more your application security, the app programs that you have installed on your computer, making sure they're not nefarious and stuff like that. So watch what you download, watch what you click on in your emails, your personal and physical security, your alarm systems, all that stuff goes into
everything.
all that stuff goes into security, especially being a woman in this space, and being out there like that, there is probably an extra level of security you want to have on top of that, of who you associate yourself with, who you meet in person, stuff like that, So those are some of the things to look for when it comes to like overall security. Like there's not like one size fits all for everything. So each individual needs is different in this space. Like if you're a high net worth individual, you're probably going to pay more for certain things, for about security than other people, right? When it comes to that, right? So private key management, password management is important, obviously as well in the crypto space, right? So there are many people every day getting hacked. Companies in crypto getting hacked all the time. So so that's kind of just a little bit of rundown.
Yeah, I like that. Another thing that I did wanted to mention, I don't think people realize the whole cell phone security, because when people think about crypto, they say, you know what, if I have my email right, if I have the VPN and I have all of the things in my laptop, I should be fine. And something I learned is that your cell phone is actually the weakest link that people have, and the easiest way for to get hacked. I heard a lot about SIM swapping and all of the things that are happening. Just recently I shared it on my Instagram. I had an experience where when you want to reset your Instagram, not sure if you have Instagram, but people that do have Instagram, you get an email when you want to reset your password saying, oh, sorry, we couldn't reset your account, just log in. And I kept getting those emails, and I was like, who's trying to log into my account? Like, you ain't gonna get in, I have a good password, and I kept getting those emails. And then one time I clicked on it and I saw the email ad, everything was identical to the original one. I clicked on the email that was sent from, and it was a complete off email. So now imagine if this link was sent to people and they're thinking, oh, let me change my password. Just you changing your password, you're just logging in. You literally gave them access to your Instagram. And most of the time, people have the same password for everything. So you give them, and that's another thing that I realized, have different passwords. I know having like a YubiKey or having, I know there's like password managers. Do you have like any recommendations on any password managers?
Yep. That's another thing too. Like, they have RoboForm, which is one that I had been using for years. There's LastPass Manager, which, I talked to some people there. I like them. There's several ones out there. Recently, I haven't ran across too many issues with password managers. I do recommend them. So, and then also from a perspective, like you just mentioned, the SIM swaps, right? When those things, when you see something like that that's going on, immediately you should respond to that. And the response should be, all right, changing passwords, making sure they haven't accessed your checking accounts, your financial information, look into that. Sometimes you can go and call your bank and say, you can put blocks on certain things, right? Card information, if that's stored, out there like that, if you let them put an alert on to, stop any transactions for a certain time period. You can do things like that. But the key is there is a situational awareness here too, to where you can be like, all right, this is going on. I'm getting these random messages. Somebody got into my, my account. You can obviously see something nefariously happen. At that point right there, you should have a natural like 3 or 4 step process in place, which your personal self, or if you run a business, right? Say, all right, I need to change passwords, change emails. I need to contact these people, you know, and I need to monitor this over for, you know, 24 to 48-hour period to see if they've installed anything on my computer. Just watch out for any, you know, suspicious behavior, you know. So just don't take those kind of, you know, SIM swapping activities lightly, especially if you recognize any suspicious thing when it comes to a lot of this stuff. You know, look at it, monitor it, you know, and, you know, always consistently change your password, always consistently, you know, keep yourself at a better risk management perspective for your personal behavior. Don't even the way you live your life, you know, don't get into the same kind of habits, you know. Always go different places and do stuff like that. The phones, unfortunately, we have are always tracking you, you know. So maybe even at some point you might want to upgrade your phone to like something like a Librem, a Librem phone or something like that. That's going to be a little bit more secure, maybe from a hardware perspective. You know, obviously we know Google, we know Microsoft is tracking people 24/7. You know, eliminating that interface would be good if you can. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Mhm. So from that standpoint of security, another thing is Wi-Fi connection, right? So connecting to a Wi-Fi connection can be dangerous. And I don't say this from like scare people, you know, but technically you could go to a Starbucks and somebody mess with that, you know, or somebody can name public Wi-Fi and you think you have free internet, you know, but you don't. So, you know, everything comes with a cost. So what is your advice about connecting to public networks? When it comes from a security standpoint, should we do it? Should we not do it? Should we, you know, do it but take some precautions? And I
Well,
heard the VPN works too.
my thoughts on public networks is simple, right? So I recommend people now. I'm assuming that question is for people in crypto that have crypto, right? Okay, so if it's like crypto specific, you know, I recommend people have separate laptops or computers for their crypto stuff, honestly, and a separate phone if that's possible for all crypto related. I don't recommend people go anywhere public on any of their computers and phones and Wi-Fi that they actually use for crypto. It just increases your security risk. Now, there's nothing wrong with just going there and doing some schoolwork or something like that on a public Wi-Fi, right? It was not if you don't have any crypto accounts and stuff related to that. So obviously Wi-Fi is not as secure as a direct connection, you know, with the LAN. You know, that's going to be a lot much more secure, you know, but majority of people are using Wi-Fi and travel. I don't recommend people do any crypto related activities on public Wi-Fi, no. But but if you have separate devices and stuff like that, and you're not doing anything that is going to be involved crypto, opening up financial accounts and stuff like that, I think public Wi-Fi should be fine on certain computers and stuff. That's just, you
How about
know.
using hotspot, like your hotspot?
Yeah, hotspot is the same thing. You know, it's like, you know, once you go away from a physical hardwired structure that you control majority of the, you know, open access to, endpoint control mechanisms that, you know, okay, I got firewall here, I'm controlling the hardware. I'm not on Google. I'm not on, you know, doing these other search engines. You know, everything almost a bare, much as possible, bare bones type. Just okay, log in, crypto stuff out. You know, I think what hotspots, you know, it comes down to, once again, it's kind of like a Wi-Fi type scenario. So it's going to be open and stuff like that, which could be a security risk. So it's a higher security risk than not using it, you know. So
Understood. Now, since we're talking about internet, computers, I'm not sure if you read of the news about Brave and what happened with Brave. So recently I was reading through a bunch of Medium articles, I was watching the news, and Brave just recently got in trouble because, I mean, Brave is supposed to be you know, they're not looking at your information, you know, all of that. But they were caught giving referral links for different platforms, which that means from a security standpoint that they are sharing your information from some shape or form. What are your thoughts about that? Is Brave still like a good platform to use when it comes to browsing, or will you recommend other platforms? Because at this point, information is kind of like power. Information is the most powerful thing people can have, you know, besides money. So what are your thoughts on that?
well, in general, Yeah, I remember that when that came up, the browsing platforms like Brave browser, there's Tor. Tor browser was supposed to be a little bit more secure than Brave. And you got your Chrome, your Edges, and all in a couple more browsers that's out there. I never really thought any of them was, super, super secure when it comes to browsing. You can put ad blockers, you can put other stuff up in there to give you a little extra level of security. The Brave situation was unfortunate, that they did that. I don't know why they were doing that, but a lot of times it just comes down to monetization too, right? So if they can figure out a way to use your information to make money, then you kind of like, and plus remember, you're using a free service. So, and nothing in this world for free is usually, it's not really free. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you're expecting to use someone else's platform, a company, and they got to make money for free. And you think they're not, taking advantage of the opportunity with your data, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at some point, and this is all about data sharing, right? Because they're sharing information. At some point, you got to think about they're going to continue to do that, like Facebook, like YouTube, like Clubhouse, like Twitter. Like you're using their profiles for free. So what are they getting out? They got to make money, right? So they're going to share your information. That's just the way it is. That's their business model.
You ever heard the saying that says if something is free is because you are the product?
You are the product. That's exactly right. I've heard it many times. So I think when it comes down to that, if you want to be on the internet, right, for free, then you're going to have to pay. That is the cost of using free services. Now, unless someone comes out with a way that you can money, they pay you or you get paid to share that information. You know what I mean? But that's just the model. And we're going into a world right now to where everyone is going to know everything. Everyone is going to be tracked 100%. So that's the shift in technology of where we're going. So having as many security protocols in place will benefit people. Boom.
I like that. Yeah. I mean, you're 100% right. I mean, with AI, all of this technology just coming in, and I mean, people soon are going to be able to recreate your face, and if they recreate your face, they could read your phone,
Well,
everything.
Alejandra, they can already recreate you. I mean,
Okay, there it is.
I mean, all they have to do is take your DNA and and put them in one of those tubes or whatever, and guess what? There's another Alejandra walking around and look just like you. So
Man.
we're just shifting into a new world right now, and it's going to be all digital. These tech companies going to have a lot of say so on where we're going.
Yeah, I mean, you're 100% right. So
But
now,
it's still going to be optimistic though.
no, you have to, we can't be negative, and I think that's the main reason why I wanted to invite you on. I don't want for people to get scared, right? This is the reality. This is what is happening. You can either get scared or do something about it, right? Take the measures that you're giving us. So that's my last question before we move into the metaverse, because I do have some questions for you. If you could just 3 things you will for somebody that wants to protect, what are 3 things they need to do right now to make themselves more secure? Just 3 things. Yes.
You want 3 things that people can do right now
to make themselves more secure.
All right. The most extreme thing that you can do right now is completely get off the internet.
Okay, that's too much, Corey.
Okay. Let's go back to normal life. To make yourself more secure right now, educate yourself on the different types of cybersecurity attacks, the different types of risks that the average person can be in. You can just run searches, watch videos online, do internet searches to see what specific baseline mechanisms you need to educate yourself on once every 6 months or so to say, all right, this is what I need to be doing better, right? Online exposure, making sure that your online exposure is more private, and much private as possible. That's number 2. And then number 3 is just making sure when you are having these devices and stuff like that, it's making sure you're aware of what you're clicking on. Just be careful when that comes to that. And this is for crypto, making sure that you're not clicking on any weird links, text messages, emails, and stuff like that. Anything that looks suspicious, just delete it and get rid of it. And if it keeps coming, that's when you have red flags. And then you probably should start reporting that to the people that own that email service or phone or whatever. So just be careful with those things. And then number 4, I'm gonna add in a 4th one that would be your hardware security. Let's make sure you got the proper devices you need to store your crypto on. Ledgers, treasures, and stuff like that.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Corey. I mean, you just gave so much knowledge. Do you have a website where people can reach you if they have, if they can have a consultation with you when it comes to security? Where can people go?
Yeah, so they can reach me at cybermindfulsolutions.com. And also my Twitter is Macaulay Sharpiro, McCauley Shapiro. You can send me a message on that. I'm on LinkedIn as well. I'm also involved with the metaverse right now. So I do one-on-ones, not as much as I used to, but if people really need me, just reach out. I am helping several people that have been hacked right now, still currently. Some people for 17, 20 grand, one person for over 2 million, one person for a couple $100,000. So it does happen a lot in this space. So, just be mindful of these things. There's a lot of steps to put in place depending on what your comfort level is and how much, you feel that you need to be more secure, and sometimes people have careers that they need to be out there, so those are the main people, right? Those are the people that think that because they're out there anyway, that, they're not, they can't add an additional level of security. That's just not the case. Just because you're out there, you can, do about 5 or 6 things, and on a consistent basis, to make your security in your life a little bit easier.
That's interesting. You said some people have careers that they have to be out there. I think it was one of the group chats that we're in. There was this article that was shared. I forgot the name of the guy that he owns a bunch of Decentralands. And he said he was stepping down from the crypto space because he was afraid of literally like all of these things happening because he was such a public figure. He's been like a crypto pioneer. And he literally said, I'm selling my Decentralands. I'm not taking crypto. You either give me cash or like business shares. So that was really interesting. Some people, especially from the influencer standpoint, I'm basically putting myself out there and I'm saying, hey, I'm in the crypto space, So if you're out there, you do have to have higher measures of security, like you said, from all the advice. So again, like if you don't want to shut up from the face of the earth and not be on the internet, you have to take this very, very, very serious.
Yeah, definitely. There is the people that usually I get are the people that didn't take it serious, and then when they come to me when something bad happens, and hacks. And the cybersecurity space, we're only going to see an increase in this stuff happening because everything is global right now. We're all interconnected, right? And there's just as I would say, there's a large percentage of bad actors in crypto, and there's a large percentage of bad actors that's going to come into crypto over the next several years, right? And the majority of people don't understand the ecosystems. The majority of people don't understand security. So it's going to be a lot easier for people to steal money than actually try to make it themselves in this space in a lot of aspects.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So another question I have for you, I see your background, your amazing background. Can you tell everybody in the podcast what it is? And is it something that you're running? I know you were the first person that was like very excited about the metaverse. And I was like, okay, I mean, sounds cool, but like, what is really the purpose of it? And then once I saw the vision, I'm like, it was like an explosion in my head. I'm like, oh, wow, so tell us a little bit about that.
Right. So the metaverse is like, the metaverse in general, for me, a lot of people have watched the movie Ready Player One, but the metaverse is like a 3D, virtual reality world, or worlds with the S, right? That people can create and then they can interact in. And you can interact in as yourself, or not yourself if you want to be someone else. That's the cool part about it. With avatars and going around in these simulations, and you can buy and sell artwork in the metaverse. We do music festivals with my company I'm with now is 8 Meta, and we do Meta for Metaverse. We do music festivals. We have live DJs, performances, and stuff like that. So, like, and a lot of people, like, we do play with Egypt. We've had themes for like London. So even for people who haven't been traveling, that have not seen these locations, you actually can go inside a virtual reality world and experience and communicate with friends and family to create memories and experiences that could last a lifetime. So it actually is a very unique concept. And I do believe the future is going to a lot of interaction and behavior, and a lot of thought leaders and training, and just much more. Many organizations are going to be gearing and doing the future of work in the metaverse.
That's so interesting because people don't really realize we're already kind of in the metaverse. I mean, the way we move in Instagram, we're creating like a virtual persona of us. Some people do claim to be themselves. Some people are not themselves. And when they're in this, in Instagram and social media, and some people are creating other people's profiles, people being impersonated. So Clubhouse as well, that's another form. Technically we're not like in a 3D space, but we're still hanging out in this virtual reality. And we're looking the video game. Like for me, what really clicked when people talked about the metaverse is seeing how much money floats in video games. I saw what's the name of the game that sells skins?
Now it's not coming to me. I know my son has it, so I know.
Yes, I'm not a video game person, as you can tell, but they made over $2 billion this year just from selling skins and like digital stuff. And even though I'm not a video game person, it doesn't take to be very smart to know that this is going to be the future. You have a 7-year-old that's going to be the future of the world. It's not hard to think, okay, this is going to be the future, let me invest in it. So that's another thing.
Minecraft. Was it Minecraft?
No, it's not Minecraft, but Minecraft is another they don't sell skin. It's like also a meta space, but it's not the
I thought it was okay. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it's something else. I thought it was Minecraft or something. But
no, it's not. But we can talk. I'm sure people that do know what game I'm talking about, they know how big it is. As you can tell, we are not video game experts.
Video gamer expert anyway. I was when I was a kid, until I was about 13, 14, and I tried to I tried to be grown at that point, and stay away.
Yeah, I feel you. You gotta get responsibility. So so awesome. So now when talking about the metaverse, what are things that excite you the most about the metaverse? I'm talking about, for me, music is something that's exciting for me. I'm starting to see concerts. Another initiative, I don't think people see it a lot as the metaverse, but I did wanted to say there's an initiative that I love that talks about immigrants. So there's an organization that I follow, and I'm an immigrant, so I really emphasize with a lot of the things that they're doing to create. So there's a company, I forgot what the name of it is, but they're putting families together. So let's say you came to the US and you have visa issues, or maybe you overstay your visa, and not to get political, but you haven't seen your family in 20 plus years and you miss them, but you can't leave the country because all your life is here. There's a platform that literally will recreate. They will go to your hometown where you used to live when you were a kid. They will recreate, and they will recreate your parents. They will recreate, if they're alive, or maybe they're not alive, they'll put you in virtual reality, like if you're with them, and they'll let you see your hometown. They'll let you see everything. And that brings an emotional side of people like, wow, I haven't been here in such a long time. And for me, I started thinking, this is the metaverse, where people can be in different places without being fully there, but still having that emotional aspect of, I'm feeling it, I'm experiencing it. Think about it from a person that can't walk, or maybe that's sick, and their whole dream was to go see Greece or be in Paris or be in all these places, and having to put the goggles and be in this location. I think that's very powerful for a lot of people, and this is the metaverse. You know, that's exciting for me. So I don't know what exactly excites you, but that's what is like really powerful to me.
Yeah, I mean, really everything about the metaverse excites me. I mean, specifically, you know, the things that excite me the most, you know, is being able to go to decide inside the world and have conversations and really, really get people outside. I've seen people in the metaverse that normally you wouldn't even talk to in the real world, but inside there, because it's like a game setting, like they just have some of the most amazing conversations. So I think the thing that excites me the most is building those communities and developing relationships with people in the metaverse, right?
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, that can last a long time, and people actually looking forward to coming and chatting with you too. You know, the younger generations, you know, the millennials, Generation X, or the Z or X, one of the, was it X, is it or Z? Isn't Z the younger one?
Yeah, CX, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Those the younger was everyone is like online, everyone is in these private rooms all the time, and it's like a big, huge gaming community, right? They interact online. I mean, that is their world, right? So that gives people, you know, an opportunity to just go in there and just do cool stuff, you know, and a lot of stuff that you wouldn't be able to do in the real world, you can do in there, you know. So it's just those experiences there. It's pretty interesting, you know, and just be able to be creative about it, and build just cool objects and artwork and obviously music, and just get creative in the metaverse, you know. And all those experiences combined, it just gives people a different outlook on things.
Yeah, we'll need to do another episode and we'll just talk about the metaverse, and maybe you can tell us more about your project that you got going on and how people can get involved. But we're almost in time because I do have to do another video later. But I wanted to thank you so much for being here and like, you know, pouring so much value and for Crypto Cultura to grow and all these people to know about you. So thank you so much. If you wanted to share again your social media handles so people can find you. And then
Right. So thanks, Alejandra. I appreciate you having me on. Once again, you're an amazing person. I see you doing big things for the crypto community, and you know, I always love to listen to you with Crypto Babes on Clubhouse. So yeah, but my Twitter is Corey Sharpiro. Cybermindfulsolutions.com is cybersecurity. And then 8meta.com is the 8 metaverse, you know, that we're working on right now. So I do respond to messages. It just might take me like 72 hours sometimes. Sometimes it depends on, but I do respond if people need anything directly from me. If they want to be a part of metaverse, or they need cybersecurity stuff, any kind of consultant stuff on that end, just reach out to me.
let's do it. Sounds good. Awesome. Thank you, Corey, so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, girl. Have a good one.